Just wanted to let you guys know I found my dock and interpretive center.
It's beautiful.
So you're welcome for this beautiful dock and interpretive center.
You worked hard on it, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I'm Kelsey. That's Tim. And this is our rolling home Dusty. We hit the road full time a few years ago to follow our dreams of driving around the world. And we headed south. We did it. COVID brought us back to the States, but there is plenty of adventure to be had here while we wait out the pandemic. So come along and enjoy this crazy ride we call life.
Good morning.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It totally feels like Christmas, and it's September 21st.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's funny, there was still some green aspen trees yesterday. Mostly they were yellow, or orange and yellow, yeah. And then there was a few that were red, a few that were even losing leaves, but mostly I would say they were yellow to orange,
yeah.
And then a few green ones. I think they're gonna start dropping real quick. Like these ones behind me here, I don't think they're gonna last too long. So, it's officially winter time in Alaska in one moment. 2 days ago it was downright hot, and now it is pretty downright cold. So, what's funny though is it's actually warmer today. This is way warmer than it was yesterday, way warmer than it was last week. We were freezing our butts off. So here, I'll give you a shot of Dusty here. And so we did the top down last. Actually, I don't know how well you can hear me because the mic's pointed this direction. So we did the top down last night to just be extra warm. And I never know how much snow is gonna make it, the gas struts overwhelm them. It should be plenty of power to hold up. I don't know, we had maybe a foot of snow on Goose once and it was okay. But it's just warmer to have the top down. And last night we had the heater on, what, low?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just turned it off. So it's oddly warm. It's that insulation effect, I think, of all the snow in the air. And then of course, even on the truck, I think it sort of insulates you in there and keeps you toasty, so. All right.
Making coffee.
Making coffee, and then we're gonna hit the road for Valdez and see about where we can get COVID testing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have 3 days to head into Canada. We're not in any rush, so if we like Valdez and the weather's nicer, we might hang out, but.
That might be the last place to get the tests. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like a bigger town.
Yep, I know. Talk is a pretty tiny town, so we're gonna have to research and see if Talk has testing even. But between here and the border, that's pretty much the only two towns I could think of to get it done. So, all right, we'll update in a little bit, and we're hoping to find what, hamburger or fish and chips?
Either one.
Something warm that we didn't cook would be an exciting treat for today.
Just like that, it's winter.
Just like that, bam.
Just like that, the road is ice.
But we're going downhill, thankfully. We were at a massive 2,600 feet in elevation, and up there the road's pure ice. Well, it's still pure ice, but we're heading downhill towards Valdez and can't wait to get to a lower elevation or a little closer to the ocean so it starts melting. We, just to kind of test, we're slamming on the brakes off in the side of the freeway, and it's just, you just slide wherever. So we know we have very little control right now. And we have mud terrain tires, which is great. Which is actually not great. If you don't know my sarcasm.
To be clear, not good.
To be clear.
Soon we had made it down the mountain to below the snow line. The road into Valdez is stunning. It softly curves through canyons with waterfalls, past rivers, and eventually into the little town of Valdez.
It's beautiful. Cascades from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Valdez is the end of the road as well as the end of the Alaskan pipeline, because this is the closest ice-free port from Prudhoe Bay, which is pretty mind-blowing. It was a cold and very windy day here, so we just drove around to get a lay of the land and scope out where we might find some Wi-Fi. Both of us were surprised by this place. It was a much smaller town than we were picturing. Just wanted to let you guys know I found my dock and interpretive center.
It's beautiful.
So you're welcome for this beautiful dock and interpretive center.
You worked hard on it, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
All right, we should leave. We're parked illegally.
After checking out my dock, we of course had to go check out all the boats.
Trader, always a marine trader here and there.
Wow,
Up there,
Steadfast.
Europa. Yeah, Steadfast, all in the middle.
We sat for a while and watched the world go by. Then we got some fuel, filled up our water tank, and stopped by the post office. A few lucky people even got stickers mailed all the way from Valdez. Next up was Wi-Fi, so we stopped into a brewery. Breweries and coffee shops are our go-tos for Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, we didn't film or even take a picture while in the brewery, so here's some stock footage of beer while I tell you about our visit. The beer was good, the people were nice, plus it was inside out of the freezing wind. But sadly, the Wi-Fi was pretty useless. Not the brewery's fault. Anyway, we did learn via the very slow Wi-Fi and by calling a few local clinics that COVID tests were now a hot and rare commodity. So with that new discovery, we said goodbye to Valdez and headed back over the pass into the storm, wondering if we would be forced to drive all the way to a big city like Anchorage or Fairbanks just for a test so we could cross the border. Not our preferred choice, but not much we could do about it, so we just sat back and enjoyed the scenery. I love this GoPro footage because you can just see the weather change as we climb. Alaska is definitely a winter wonderland. Well, we checked out campsites as we went, and when we got some service, I called just about every clinic around in hopes of finding somewhere we could get a test. Eventually, we did stop and call it a night. Can you tell it was cold? Dusty was pretty much a rolling ice cube. Alright, welcome to camp for tonight. We had a long day.
Yeah.
We went into Valdez, which didn't have much open or connection, not great cell service, pretty much zero Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That was like usable Wi-Fi at least. And then we thought maybe we could get a COVID test there.
Yeah, we thought it's a big city, so we could get a COVID test, and they said nope. And then I guess Alaska's in the midst of having a very big spike of COVID, and so they won't use any tests. Like about a week ago, right? Maybe 2 weeks ago, the cyclist we met went through the border, and he had no problem getting it in Tok, right?
Tok, yeah.
And we called all the places in Tok, and the number he gave us, and they're all like, nope, not anymore. So you either have to drive to Anchorage or Fairbanks, or Kelsey found, looking at the internet, we were calling all these places, one in Delta Junction, which is only a little out of the way.
Yeah, and they're
but
booked
it's
out for
4 days away.
Yeah.
And so in 4 days, we could go to Fairbanks or Anchorage, but then there's none of those ones that are available are rapid test. So you're looking at, what was it, 48 to 72 hours?
72 hours, I think.
So then you're looking at 4 days anyways, and the one in Delta is not instant, but it's like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Turnaround. So we're just gonna
are
explore.
Lucky, I guess, that we found it there, but it's also a bummer that we didn't realize that it would be so hard to get a test. We thought it was just as easy as when we came in.
Yeah. Yep.
But things are changing. But we had a long day of driving because of that, and the snowstorm made it a bit more slow going, but we found a gravel pit to camp in tonight.
Yeah. And honestly, it makes it feel more like traveling in Central and South America.
Yeah.
Crossing a border becomes a big ordeal. It takes many days. It's kind of like normal in a way. Right?
Yeah.
It's not normal for what you expect in North America, really.
Mm-hmm.
But we're exhausted. I'm so tired.
Yeah. Pretty excited to crawl back there and have something to eat and go to bed. So we'll see you tomorrow, probably.
Yes.
It lasts, it's recording, but
Okay, so you can see the nice little bits of ice on the inside of the windshield. We have anti-gel stuff in the tank, but I'm wondering if in the line some of it's still gelled up. So we got the truck started. It's kind of, idling very slow, very thick oil right now. And then it killed itself, which it's never done before. It always starts so easily. So using the hand pump, where the fuel filter is, there's a pump to prime it. So by using that, it seemed to be able to give it enough diesel to keep going. So as long as it keeps running, we should be fine. And we'll just use more of the anti-gel stuff in the tank. But I'm guessing it was, what do you think? I mean, it was probably below freezing. I mean, below zero last night. It's definitely below freezing.
Yeah.
But I think it was probably even below zero with the wind chill and stuff like that. So
in here we were fine with the heater. It's just up front, it doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, outside it's freezing, trying to work on the truck, and like all the little access doors were frozen shut, so you got to bang them all and get them to open. So
as you can tell, the camera's like fogging up because it's so cold, and the battery is just about. Okay, just as we suspected, the battery died because it got too cold last night. But we have other batteries, so we're back, and Dusty is now warmed up.
All the cameras do not like cold.
Nope.
The one thing that we haven't had an issue with, though, is the starting and the house battery, which are both lithium. And so that the starting battery is out in the cold under the hood. The house battery makes sense that it stays warm because it's insulated in here with us. So it's, even if we don't have the heater running in here, it's got to be a heck of a lot warmer than that one.
Yep.
But that one keeps starting, no problem. The diesel, I think, gelled a little bit. And so we have the stuff that keeps it from gelling, but I'm thinking that we put it in too late and it wasn't in the lines or in the filter. So we got it started, used the hand primer to push some of that.
By we, he means he did. I didn't do anything. But we're good. We're started and we're good to go, and we have 2 days to wait until we can get a test and cross the border and start heading towards warmer temperatures.
Yeah. So we're going to go check out a glacier.
Yes.
And we're just kind of killing time right now until our test day after tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see what we find. But
and I think we're going to wake up in the middle of the night maybe and start Dusty now.
I think so.
Just to make sure everything moves and generates enough
Today it's supposed to be partly cloudy, no snow or rain predicted, but colder. And then I think tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, it's all snow and rain. So it's been a winter storm warning here.
Yeah. So if it's super stormy, I think that'll push us faster to head south. If the Dempster was open, I'd still be tempted to run up and do it. We just wouldn't shut the truck off
just
up
drive,
there.
Yeah.
Jump in the Arctic Ocean. Arctic.
The Arctic. It's a new thing.
Not slept well. All right,
Alright,
we're gonna hit the road and enjoy the heater running
Hot
nice and
coffee
strong.
and
hot coffee.
yeah.
Hot tea.
Mine's tea right now. I did have coffee earlier. Switched to tea.
I'm having
right.
second coffee.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
All right, well, we drove down this little trail that apparently leads to a glacier, and the sun is in and out. It is quite cold today still. As you can see, that river is somewhat frozen, which is pretty good for how fast it's flowing that it's frozen. But we decided to get out and walk for a little bit while it's nice, and hopefully at least get a view of the glacier. There's a cool suspension bridge that's coming up that goes across the river, so I think we'll go across that, maybe up a little hill, see if we can find a view, and then crawl back into warm Dusty, I think, because it is cold. I know I'm a wimp, but it really is cold.
Pretty sketchy little bridge, actually. Right when you're gonna wish you brought gloves.
Yeah. That bridge was a little sketchy and very cold, and I'm glad it wasn't windy. And now it's time to make a lot of noise because we don't want to scare any bears. No bear scares. Bear poop. A big bear poop. So now we sing songs and talk loudly and make lots of noise so you don't scare the bear wherever he is at. Apparently the bear likes this trail. Whew, it's cold.
Go away, bear.
Bear, bear, bear. I'm not calling you, just letting you know we're here. Well, we found our view, and just in time, because the temps were quickly dropping. We had decided to come to Alaska on a whim, and we weren't really prepared for true winter weather. We didn't even have hiking boots with us. Normally, we would be overly prepared, but sometimes you just gotta go, even if it means you just get a tiny taste of what a place has to offer. We were both very excited about the warmth of Dusty.
The metal is cold. And then there's certain boards that are missing, so here I'll get a photo.
That other side feels like crooked.
Yeah. Well, you can see where if your balance wasn't good, these ones on the side are so loose at this point.
that it's not going to keep you from flipping it, which is probably pretty bad, but everything's like rotting away. Or
I know, when I'm standing there like looking at how this is all held together, like, oh, that's great.
yeah,
Like some of them are just too old.
there's some that are broken. Like, I mean, look at this. This is supposed to be tensioned.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lovely.
And back to the truck. The sun peeks out, if only for a minute, but man, it's so much warmer when the sun comes out. It would be nice if it would just stay out. Feels really good to be in the sun, even though it's still cold with no breeze and the sun. That's nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, thank you all for watching. Come back next week as we continue to explore this Alaskan winter wonderland. See you then. Oh, how does he do it? I don't know. I just don't have any idea. Thank the cow dog. More bear poop. Bears poop a lot. Bears poop a lot. Poop, poop, poop. Bear, bear, bear. Like my song.
Really good.